Welcome to Restorative Yoga. My name is Sandra. Go ahead, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let it go. I want you just to pause there for a moment. You know how sometimes your mind is wide awake, but your body is dragging. It's like the two don't go together. But then there's other times where the mind feels very sleepy and foggy. The body's like, well, I could keep going. And it feels like we're dealing with separate entities, right? So our theme tonight is, well, it's talking about napping, restfulness. By the time we head to Savasana, if you want to fall asleep, it's all good. Good thing we're over Zoom. I can't hear you snore, so it's even better. We'll have some rest here. So give me another deep breath in. Big exhale through the mouth. Now inhale those arms up. Bring the palms together. Release the hands home to your heart. So you can pause here to set a fabulous intention for your practice. Griff Niblick wrote, "If a man had as many ideas during the day as he does when he has insomnia, he'd make a fortune." Release the arms. All right. I want you to take the arms up and imagine that you're stretching. This is the first moment where you've woken up, you sat up on the bed, and you're just moving, stretching it out. Take deep breaths. Now, let's imagine here, we're stretching it out. The mind and the body are not ready to get up, and the stretch feels oh so tiring. So go ahead and come back to center. Just let the arms drop heavily. You can let the head hang. Just kind of settling into that space, being okay with that idea that maybe I don't have the energy to do much today, and that's okay. And then let's explore the other side of the spectrum. Inhale, take the arms up. You are ready for the world. So feel how this stretch might feel a little bit different. Bring in some energy. Big inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, slowly release the arms down. Let go of the breath. Now sit with that for a moment. Does that feel different? How, where, why? Okay, perfect. Let's do a little bit of stretching here. So go ahead and bend the knees. Plant the feet on the mat right in front of you. Glue the knees together. Use your hands behind you to find your length. Take that right arm. Let's bring it around to grab the front of the knees. Keep sitting up nice and tall. And then that left hand's going to guide us into our length and into our twist. To the left. Breathe it in. So our symbol Om, which kind of looks like the number 3, represents our waking state. It represents our sleeping unconscious state, and it represents our dream state. And so, well, I don't know, we'll try to find each of those states perhaps on our mat, or at least simulate it. Give me a deep inhale here. Exhale. Release the twist. Switch up the arms. Take your time. We want to lengthen first. Stay with the breath. When you're ready, go ahead, come back to center. Hands in front of the knees. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round it out. Keep going. So if you can kind of picture the number 3 or draw it in the air in front of you, that curve on the bottom of the number is larger than the curve on the top, right? It's that bottom curve that represents our waking state, which is the state we are in more often than not. And then the top curve of that number 3, or our own symbol, that represents that unconscious sleep. And then in the middle, where those two big loops kind of come together, that's our dream state. Somewhere in between, right? Okay, go ahead, sit up nice and tall. From here, let's get the legs around behind us. And take this right into child's pose. If you want to grab a pillow or your bolster or your blanket, you should. And so just immediately settling into this pose of stillness, this pose of nurturing, of quiet. We are so accustomed to rush, get things done, check it off the list, that oftentimes when we're really tired, we still don't lay down and take a nap or pause to rest or just sit for 5 minutes to be present with the breath. And so I want you to find your stillness here. If child's pose is not for you, you can change it up. You could flip on over onto your back and hug your knees into the heart. And that way you can settle in a little bit better. Find your breath. Let the heart soften. Take your breath to your back space. So imagine that you're breathing and exhaling from the back. Change up this pose a little bit if you're not comfortable. And then if your forehead is on the mat or resting on a prop, go ahead and take your hands together behind the head. You can either keep them in prayer pose, or if you want to interlace the fingers to rest on the back of the head and widen out the elbows, you could do that. My intention is that the gentle pressure of the hands behind your head takes your focus to Ajna, third eye chakra. Feeling that subtle pressure of the forehead against your prop or your mat. And really focusing on this dream state kind of a space. And while you're there, I want you to notice, does the body feel tired right now? Does the mind feel tired right now? And it's going to probably depend on when you're watching this back. Maybe you just got up, maybe you just rolled out of bed and you can't wake up, so you turned on this video, or maybe you are struggling to sleep, so you turned on this video. I want you just to acknowledge where we're tired, how we're tired. Go ahead, release your hands. Walk them all the way to the left in twisted child's pose. If you're propped up on a bunch of things, you can take your props with you, or you can set them aside at this point. And go ahead and walk the hands in the other direction. When you're ready, bring the hands back to center and then walk them in towards you so you can sit up. We are looking for our blanket. It's way behind me. All right, the blanket doesn't really have to be folded in any special way. I just kind of got mine. I don't know what shape this is. Mine's kind of a lump. That is totally fine. So I just need it within reach. I want to come on down onto my stomach. I'm going to take that blanket, bring it up on my sacrum, and we are going to head here into reverse Savasana. Yes, I hear you all cheering. Close your eyes. Let go. Listen to the sound of your breath. And I'll leave you right there while I sit up to read you a couple quotes I found. One of them just makes me smile because maybe you did this as a kid too. Maybe you still do this. Do you ever you got into your clean, crisp sheets, and then you move the comforter aside so you can lift the sheet way up high, and then you just let it slowly settle back on top of you. And that feeling of the sheet just tickling against the skin, right? It's the toes and then it hits the top of the feet. I don't know. I always like that. But I found this quote by Jeb Dickerson that reads, "May sleep envelop you as a bed sheet floating gently down, tickling your skin and removing every worry, reminding you to consider only this moment." Right? Because to enjoy that really light touch of fabric, we have to be very present. In fact, aren't your senses a little bit heightened as well because you have the expectation when you toss the sheet up, there's almost this coolness of air that sweeps in, and then everything slowly settles in on top of you. So I want you to invoke that feeling, settle down into the earth. Release your worries. Consider only the present moment. So acknowledging how you feel the floor underneath you. You might even go through the body. I can feel the floor under the tops of my feet. I can feel the floor under my knees. I can feel the floor supporting my thighs. I can feel my abdomen moving against the floor with each breath. I can feel my chest on the earth. I can feel my arms being supported by the ground. I feel my head resting softly on my mat. Now keep your eyes closed, but go ahead and turn your head to the other side. Stay with the breath. Don't fall asleep on me yet. We still have some things to do on the mat. But when we end up in Shavasana, whatever happens in Shavasana stays in Shavasana. It's all good. All right. Give me a deep breath in. Let it go. You can leave that blanket on the sacrum for right now. Let's get the hands forward, palms down, planted right underneath the shoulders. In fact, pull the elbows in alongside your ribs. Draw the shoulders, up toward your ears. Lift the shoulders up towards the ceiling. Pull them back and down. Hold it right there. Now, feel the tops of the feet on the earth. Push the pelvic bone down into the ground. And from here, just lift a couple of inches. Breathe. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Give me two more. Your breath, your pace. When you're done, go ahead and slip that blanket off of you. Gently push your way up into table. Round out into cat pose. Hold it right here. All right, cross one ankle over the other. Go ahead and sit back. Scooch more to the middle of my mat, maybe you do too. And then I'm just gonna roll to my left side in a fetal position. And with your eyes closed, I just want you to think about this morning. When you got up, maybe your alarm went off, maybe your dog woke you up, maybe you slept in and just woke up naturally. How did you feel? Did you wake up tired? Did you wake up with energy to spare? Just think about that for a moment. So, anonymous quote here: if people were meant to pop out of bed, we would all sleep in toasters. So, is it okay if you woke up tired? I think sometimes we wonder, what is wrong with me? What did I go to bed too late? What did I do yesterday? It's okay. So, from where you are, you're in a fetal position here, right? You're on your left side. I want you to take the right arm. Let's actually lengthen up the left arm first, straight out in front of you. The right arm is going to reach for the left hand. Okay, so both arms reaching in the same direction, straight out in front of you. Now imagine that we just woke up and we really need to stretch. So as we inhale, slide that right hand along your left arm towards you, across your heart, open up the pose. So you end up in a twist. See if you can bring that right shoulder to the ground perhaps. And then as you exhale, the right hand will guide you all the way back over, reaching for the left hand. Inhale, open the pose up. Exhale, bring the arm across. All right, slow this down as much as you can, keeping the breath connected with the movement, and give me 3 more. Okay, when you're done, we're coming up into lazy lizard. So I'm staying on my left hip, but I'm going to use my right hand to push me up. My left hand is going to come right underneath my shoulder for support. The legs need to switch up a little bit. So that bottom leg is going to stretch out down the mat, right foot in front of that left thigh or somewhere nearby. Doesn't have to be in front of the thigh. It can be anywhere in front of that leg. And then really lengthen and hold it right here. Close your eyes. Follow the breath. What's more awake right now, the mind or the body? Maybe neither. Let's take that right arm, send it up to the ceiling. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, let it come back to rest on the right knee. Inhale, take the arm up. Exhale the arm down. And truly, when we are having trouble sleeping, we can grab onto a movement as simple as this. You don't have to be in lazy lizard. And just let the movement follow the breath. Use it as meditation, a moving meditation. One more time, stretch that arm up. And then I'm going to just bring this right leg back over. I'll bend both knees. This is going to make it easy for me to flip around in the other direction, fetal position on the right side while I turn completely around on my mat. Close your eyes, settle in. Rest is important. It is a total gift to yourself. And every time we don't recognize when our energy needs that nurturing element to come forth, we really are presenting a detriment to our system. So let go right here. Doesn't matter how long we're here for. Doesn't matter what pose is coming next. Just let go. And then stretch that right arm straight out in front of you. Left arm is going to reach forward as well. Inhale, slide that left hand along the right arm, open up the heart, reach behind you. When you're ready to exhale, bring that left hand back across. Keep going. Give me one more. And then just like we did on the other side, we're pushing up into lazy lizard. Take your time. Find your length in the spine. Close your eyes when you're ready. Inhale, reach the left arm all the way up. Exhale it back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale back down. Again. And then from here, take that top leg, bend the bottom leg, set one on top of the other, push your way up, and any seated position is fine because we're just looking for props at this moment. So bolster if you have it, or pillows. I'm gonna put this behind me. Need some blocks or something to prop this up. Oh yeah, that's already looking comfy. Go ahead and sit back, sacrum right up against the bolster. Lay all the way back. I'm going to give you some options here. If you want to stretch out your legs, you can. If you want to take the feet to the width of the mat and bring the knees together, you can. You could use your blanket. I kind of feel like I want to put mine on top of my hips just for some focus, just like we used it on the sacrum in reverse Savasana. I kind of like that subtle, gentle pressure pushing down. So I'm going to put my blanket here. If you're cold, you could open up your blanket. Of course, toss it up like a sheet. It's probably not going to float down. It's probably going to land on you, but you can pretend. And then close your eyes. So Wordsworth wrote a poem called To Sleep. A flock of sheep that leisurely pass by, one after one, the sound of rain and bees murmuring, the fall of rivers, winds and seas, smooth fields, white sheets of water and pure sky. I've thought of all by turns, and still I lie sleepless. Right? We have all had those nights. What's worse, I think, is when you're so tired and you know you're ready to go to bed, but maybe you push the limit a little bit. So by the time you lay down, doggone it, your mind is just having some fun with you, right? It happens. Focusing back on the breath here. Each exhale, will you feel the backside of the body sinking down into that bolster a little bit heavier? Letting go, letting go, letting go. And I'm going to be honest with you here. If you're super comfortable and this is where you fall asleep and you don't make it through the rest of the practice and you finally wake up when we're coming out of Shavasana, I think you needed that. So again, whatever happens on the mat, stays on the mat. I won't feel slighted. I have no idea. I can't see you. I wouldn't feel slighted anyway. I just really want you to feel the body relaxing. Acknowledge the parts of the body that seem to be fighting against that, where you might be holding stress, worry, tension, anxiety. Is it the mind that is stopping you from letting go? That's a little bit trickier, right? So what are we going to do with that mind chatter? Well, I'll tell you what you can't do. You can't clear the mind. If you want to spend your energy and time focusing on trying to stop the thoughts, trust me on this, you're going to be on your yoga mat way longer than I'm teaching this actual class. It's not going to happen. We all have thousands and thousands of thoughts on a daily basis. They come when they want to, right? What we do have control over is whether we follow them. So the thought comes in, you can choose to go with it. Oh yeah, I did need to go shop. Oh, doggone it, I forgot to buy so-and-so a birthday gift. I was going to go to, no, I was going to go to that other store. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be on my mat, present. Get it, present? Or thoughts start to come in. Oh, I was going to go, wait a minute. I know you. We've met before. You tried to distract me before. You can linger. You can watch me on my mat. You can go away. I'm staying right here with my breath. So everything coming back to something tangible that you can feel or sense to keep you in the moment. I'd highly suggest using the sense that works easiest for you. If it's a mind struggling day and you work best with seeing things, then open your eyes while we're lying here and looking up at your ceiling. I don't know, start to look for details, little things like, is there a cobweb in the corner? Or do I see a little crack? Or maybe there's a spot in the paint where someone threw a ball. Gosh, that would never have happened in my house. Or whatever it is, I see a ceiling light. I can see my tapestry. So use your senses. If the sight thing is not working for you, close your eyes, tune all that out, but focus on something else. Like, what do you hear? What do you feel? What do you taste? What do you smell? Yeah. So we're staying present, letting go. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Inhale. Exhale, let go. We're slowing this down. Slow inhale. Hold the breath. Super slow exhale. Hold the breath. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. How many times today did you lay down and allow yourself to let go like this? How many times did you do it yesterday? I'm whispering so I don't wake you. But if you wrote or answered 0 and 0, and my follow-up question is, why not? Stay here a few more moments. Those of you who are asleep can't hear me, and you'll be here longer than that. Those of you who can hear me and do not want to move, that's fine. Those of you not quite ready to pass out yet, we still have some things that we can take care of on the mat. All right, if your knees are bent, go ahead and straighten out your legs. Go ahead and point through one foot, flex the other, and then switch. And switch. And switch. So from here, I'm just going to set my blanket off to the side. That is if you're moving. If you're staying, by all means, slowly make your way to a seated position. You can roll to your side first. You don't have to come right up. Finding the seated position that makes you happy, closing your eyes. Inhale, both arms up slowly. Why slowly? Well, I want the movement to feel meditational. Exhale them back down alongside you. Have you ever tried when you're laying in bed and you can't sleep, just taking maybe your arm and letting it be heavy, but really slowly lifting it up and back down? There's something about that that's so relaxing. Inhale, arms up. A slow, heavy movement. Exhale, arms back out alongside you all the way down. Feel the weight of the arms. Inhale, make this a little bit more difficult to lift the arms. They're feeling heavy. Exhale, slowly back down. You feel that gravity wants to kick in and help you, but you restrain it. You fight against that because you're controlling this very slow, peaceful, relaxing movement. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale them down. Probably now, most of your body is relaxed, but only your arms want to go to sleep, right? Press the backs of the hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Take your focus to the sensation that you feel in the arms. Deep breath in. Big exhale. Then softly open your eyes. You might want to prop here. You might not. All I'm going to do is open out my right knee. But having said that, not the easiest position to sit in. So you might want your bolster or a block to sit up on, give you some space between you and the floor. That makes this a whole lot easier. Completely up to you. I'll give you a moment to decide what you want to do, assuming you're awake and even listening at this point. Okay, right arm is coming inside that right leg. I'm going to spread the fingers wide. As I sit up really tall, I am going to tip a little bit towards that right leg. I just want to get a little bit of angle in here and let my arm really stretch out toward the toes. All right, take the left hand to the heart. Inhale, that arm is going to reach behind you at an angle. My right arm is pushing against my knee, so I can really open up that twist. Exhale, start to release the twist. Bring that left hand back to the heart. If you want to use breath retention to slow this down even more, you can. Inhale, open this up. Hold the breath if you want to. If you don't, start your exhale. Exhaling, that arm comes back to the heart. Keep going. Don't forget to keep lengthening the spine. Give me one more. When you finish that last one, I just want you to kind of collapse forward in a fold, not hinging forward, keeping the back long like usual, just allowing the spine to round out. If you need a prop or you want a prop, that's fair. Allow yourself to feel heaviness in the head, whether your head is resting on something or it's just hanging downward. Let it be heavy. Soften the shoulders. Focusing on the breath. And then keeping your eyes closed, slowly push your way back up. And I'll hug both knees in. And then let's take this to the other side. So open out that left foot, bring the right foot in, sit up nice and tall. That left arm is coming in front of the left leg. And open the hand wide. Again, lengthen and tip into that leg a little bit so we can really get this arm against the leg. They're bracing against each other. And I can reach past that foot perhaps. Now, find your heart with the right hand. Inhale. That arm is reaching up at an angle behind you. Exhale back to the heart. Again, if you want to add breath retention, to slow this down, go ahead. Make sure you don't lose the length in your spine as you continue to move. Give me one more. And then we're rounding forward into a fold wherever that ends up for you. If you want your props, grab your props. Stay with the breath. Almost done. Hoping the body feels sluggish, for lack of a better yogic word, heavy, peaceful. All right, keep your eyes closed. Slowly push your way back up. You're going to hug both knees into the heart. And when you're ready, go ahead and set up your space for Savasana. We'll do a little bit of progressive muscle relaxation to really make you feel like you're melting into that mat. And then I have a poem to share with you, and who knows, if you hear the end of it, maybe you're asleep in the middle of it. It's all good. Make sure you're super comfortable. Every muscle supported. Take a deep inhale. Loud exhale. Relax. Let go. Release. Take your focus down into the feet. Curl the toes tightly. Hold that, but continue to softly breathe. When you get to your next exhale, relax the toes. And then go ahead and, sorry, dogs are down here with me. Flex the feet, pulling the tops of the feet back towards you. When you get to an exhale, relax the feet, ankles. Oh, hang on one second. She's going to disturb your entire Savasana. All right, go ahead and tighten up your right leg. Breathe softly. Make sure you're not holding the breath when you're holding the muscles. When you get to an exhale, relax the right leg. Go ahead and tense up the left leg. Keep the right leg soft. Feel the difference between the legs. And let go. Go ahead and tighten the glute muscles. Hold that. Soft breath. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Draw the stomach in. Keep breathing. And softly let go. Take your focus to your right arm. Make a gentle fist with the hand and lift that arm up and flex that wrist, either direction. Inhale softly. Exhale, release the arm. Left arm, gentle fist, lift the arm, flex at the wrist. Hold that, don't hold the breath. Inhale. Exhale, release the arm. Gently push the head back into whatever prop is underneath it. It really is important to stay with that soft breath. When you get to an exhale, relax, let go. Take your focus to the third eye chakra right between the eyebrows. And then lift the eyebrows as far up the forehead as you can. And let them go. Soften the muscles in the cheeks, jaw. The body feeling heavy. This is a poem called Savasana by Pilar Kimbrell. Today, I left my body more than once, watching the full moon, rich in golden hue, slide under wispy clouds in a long series of perfectly timed winks. Slide, shift, shine, hide, and then linger long enough to glow round and cause my heart to float in the night air. More than once, standing witness on the pale winter sands, wind tossing them in long and heavy sighs, forming bars and clefts, and huge staccatos, but always returning to the simple beat, pounding, sand upon sand in earnest and constant. Like a dutiful drum line, filling gaps the tide has torn in the white translucent winter scape, that if not for waves, snow would be. And then I stand agape, eyes fixed toward the sky, and leave again. Wings wide, sparkling, I fly toward a tapering line of adamant geese changing shape over and over like a feathered kaleidoscope. White upon blue, upon gray, and finally, only flat shapes in the distance. So close am I can hear the wind thump against their breasts, beating the currents in unison, and smell the musk of freshwater reeds left far behind in North Country rivers. And then again, in a darkened room, flat on the floor like a corpse, Savasana. Sleep of the restless, death before death, holy silence, bodies all around, their collective breathing, weaving a bright light to the rhythm of Om. I am finally weightless, mindless, and infinite. Gently take your focus to your breath. You have an option here. If you're comfortable, you're half asleep and you want to stay here, tune me out. If you are ready to come back from Savasana, tune me in. But inhale peace and light. If you do want to stay where you are, zone out and go to sleep, focus on the exhales, keeping you in that heavy state. If you want to wake up, you're focusing on the inhales, bringing in light. You're adding some movement to the hands and the feet. And either way, keeping your eyes closed, simply taking your hands to lay across your heart or palm to palm in prayer pose. A slow, deep inhale. Really slow exhale. The light in me bows to the light in you. And when I'm in that place in me and you're in that place in you, then we become one. Namaste.